Testing. Hi there, guys. My name is Rohan, and today we are going to be talking about Pythagoras Theorem. Today we're going to be talking about the Pythagoras Theorem. Okay? So we're going to be talking about what it is and how do we use it and how to solve a few problems. So what is the Pythagoras Theorem? Okay, it basically helps us solve the hypotenuse of a right triangle. Why right triangles, you might ask? Because Pythagoras' theorem can only work on right triangles. Anything such as an acute or obtuse, they won't work. Only right triangles. Okay? And another thing that we can use Pythagoras theorem is that we have to know at least two of the sides, okay? And we also have to know if the hypotenuse is unknown. If we know, then we can perform Pythagoras theorem. So how do we perform? For example, let's say we have this given answer, this question here, not answer, but this question being A being 3, B being 4, and C being unknown. C being the hypotenuse. It's basically the side which basically is the longest and is direct opposite to the right angle itself. So what Pythagoras theorem is summed up in this one equation. Okay? This one equation right here. A squared, okay, plus B squared equals to C squared. That's how Pythagoras' theorem works. So now let's go back to our Pythagoras theorem, right? So now we all know this. So how do we use it? Okay? So then as it says, we'd have to first, so we can put it like this. We can input the values into the equation. So it will be 3 squared plus 4 squared, which will equal to C squared. So then we should square these, right? So 3, it can be any way by the two, A or B, it can switch, but all that matters is we have to add them, right? So we square them. So 3 would be 9. So it would be 9 plus, what's 4 times 4? 16, right? Which equals to C squared. And C squared, okay, we just add these two. So by adding them, we would get 25. Okay? 25 is our C squared. But the thing is, okay, this is not the actual answer. This is just C squared. So what we have to do is we have to take 25, okay, and we have to square root it. Okay, we have to square root 25, which gives us, okay, square root of 25, as we know, is equal to just 5, which means that C should be 5, okay? C should equal to 5. So that's how Pythagoras theorem works. For another example, let's say we have another example, right? A equals to 1.7 while B equals to 3.2. Okay? So how do we solve this? So we can input the values in to the equation as we see here, okay? So we input it in. So it would be 1.7 plus 3.2 equaling x, okay, C being x. So this is it. Now we have to square them, okay? So well, these are all squared. For this we can, let's say, just use a calculator. If we input the values in the calculator, it will give us that x turns out to be 13.13 squared, okay? Well, not technically squared, that's actually the actual value. Okay, so this equals to that. But again, this is not the actual answer. Okay? So let's actually look for the answer. So, we got 13.13, okay? Then we square root it, okay? Which gives us 3.62, okay? This is our answer. So for the last example, let's say here we have this right angle triangle, okay? There's x, z, and y. Yx, or xy, equals 8. Yz equals 11, right? And we have to find out what xz is, okay? This is our question. So now we can input, now we know all the values. Let's now input it into the Pythagoras Theorem equation and see what we get, okay? So we input the stuff in, okay? So we first input 8 squared plus 11 squared equals x. And we're just going to put it as x. Okay? So then what is it? Okay? So we square these two. So this would be 64, okay, plus 121, which equals, so we add the two, and we get 185. Okay, so this is our answer. But again, this is only the squared version of x. We actually have to square root it. So 185 square rooted will equal to 13.6. Okay? And this is our final answer. Okay? Now, that's basically what Pythagoras Theorem is. Okay? I'm pretty sure you now get the idea. And that's, well, basically it. Thank you for watching this video and hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.